No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
Yeah, that's me talking to my freaking puppy this morning. I am very irritated with her. She has so much shame. She should feel it, feel the shame, because her, I can say this because she's a female dog. Her bitch ass woke me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. My body's not used to doing that anymore. Back in the day, yes. Now, no. She had diarrhea. That's what I had to wake up to this morning. I've been working on the carpet, and it's good times. I got to say, good times because I'm exhausted. Exhausted. You're getting exhausted, the Huff, today. I don't know what that means. I have no freaking idea. But like I said, my dog, when she walks by me, this is what I do.
Shame. Shame.
Yep.
Shame.
You pooped on the floor.
Shame.
So disgusting. I love her to pieces. Adorable. This is what my daughter said to me this morning because she could see that I told her, I was like, sorry, guys, I'm really stressed out. It's been a long morning as I'm getting them ready for school. And she looks at me seriously and she's like, do you kind of want to get rid of her? I was like, what? She's all, I kind of want to get rid of her. I was like, no, no, no. We just need to do better with, training her. And I was like, she has an upset stomach. But I like where your head's at. I mean, come on. There's a problem. Just get rid of it and move on. Pretend it like it never happened. That's how I want to teach my children. Anyway, good times. Good times. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm sorry. I was gonna. What did I get? I don't know. My brain's all over the place. I need to slow down. Hold on. Ready? Collectively. Things are gonna get better. Hopefully. Hopefully. We got a lot to get into on this show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. And remember, today's show is brought to you by Bet Online. I just spit all over my computer. Ew, gross. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, Bet Online is your ultimate game day companion. They got the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball, to NHL and UFC. Bet Online is your number one sports betting source for the new year. They got every touchdown to three-pointers and hat tricks. Bet Online has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. Go to betonline.ag. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. Before we jump into headlines, remember I was telling you this yesterday, starting next week, starting Monday, if you want some great Super Bowl coverage, I ain't going to be out there. Didn't get the invite. And in all honesty, I'm fine with that. It's a lot of stress when you leave your house and you got to get a bunch of people to take over everything you do at the house, and then you're out somewhere else working on site, and it's fine. As much as I like to travel for the Super Bowl, it's kind of relaxing in a way because it's like, okay, I don't have to worry about, um, you know, worrying about the family at home and then, doing stuff out there. Because sometimes I got to be honest, covering the Super Bowl without my security blankets, which is Mike Evans and Mark Schlereth, because those were the best times is when I was out there with them doing videos, and we always had something to do. Going out there without them, and without at least a partner, is really difficult because I don't have anybody to bounce things off of because the guys from Mile High Sports, they're doing their own thing, and I'm out there going, fuck, what do I need to do? And I'm doing it by myself. Listen, there's certain things I can do by myself and just nail it. Wink, wink. but that's not the case for that. So I enjoy having somebody to go out there with. I'm just saying, I miss my fellas. So if I can't go out there with somebody like that, it's just not worth going. Maybe next year we'll all figure somebody else to go out with and then have some fun. But as of right now, if you want some good Super Bowl week coverage, you got to check out MHS Today. That's Mile High Sports. Sean Drotar and Nate Lundy are going to be out there, as well as Anilo and Danny. They're going to have some great interviews coming your way. Just a lot of great content. They're out in New Orleans, and New Orleans is a great place for food, great environment, very intense at times, but they should have a lot of great stuff out there. I expect this year to be insane for the Super Bowl week. So you might want to check them out. Again, Mile High Sports, MHS Today, Sean Drotar and Nate Lundy, as well as Anilo and Danny are going to be out there having a good time. So what we need to do right now, since I'm not going, motherfuckers, they didn't even call. They didn't even ask. Good stuff. The only reason I'd want to go out there is for the food. The food out there is insane in New Orleans. Oh my God. So that's fine. Guys, just bring me back some food. That's it. That's all I want. Anilo, if you're listening, you're not. He's not. Nate, if you're listening, yeah, God, he's not either. Sean, no. Anybody, if you're out in New Orleans, ship me back or bring me back a goodie bag of food. That's all I want. Please make sure it's in the proper temperatures, though. Anyway, what we need to do right now, let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go! And now, here are the headlines.
People are gross. People are disgusting. I don't understand them. My computer's not working. There we go. Thank you so much. I don't understand why this person thought that this was a good idea. I don't know how many times we've said that about a story, but this one just blows my mind. A Welsh woman was fined and hit with a restraining order for sending her boyfriend's ex-partner a series of videos of herself farting as part of a bizarre harassment campaign. I just don't understand why you would think that would be a good idea. Here's what's funny about it in a weird way. It wasn't just like one drunken night. It was a few days before Christmas, and then around New Year's, she did it again. Like it was like, I want to say a set of like 3 days where she did this. So it's not like one night where she's like, I have an idea. Let's send her a video of me farting and all blah, blah, blah. Come on. She did it once and thought that was a good idea. That was good job on me. Good job on me for doing that. Here's what's wild. I actually tracked down the audio of one of the videos, and I mean, it's weird.
God. Sorry, I farted.
Allegedly, that was her, okay? Legal reasons, I have to say that if you thought that was real. Her name's Rhiannon Evans. She's 25 years old. 25 years old, you should be mature enough to realize that's a bad idea. She was pestering her beau's ex-boyfriend. That's what, according to the article. Her ex, the guy's ex is named Deborah. And she, again, sent multiple videos of herself laughing while farting directly into the camera. That's so dumb. I would love to see that, though. I mean, talk about immature. That's something you would do if you were in middle school, right? Or elementary school. Be like, sending your friends videos of you farting and then just laughing your ass off. Not as a 25-year-old person. That's ridiculous. How embarrassing. What a dumb reason to make the headlines. Because here's the other thing. This is the day and age we live in, guys. Before you send that video of you farting and giggling about it to somebody else because you want to just harass them, remember, when this woman is applying for a job, there's a good chance that her new potential employer is going to Google her name. And guess what's going to pop up? Boom! This. And do you really want somebody on your staff? I don't care what your gig is. Do you really want somebody on your staff that does something like that? That's going to live there forever. Holy. I tweeted this story out. Brandon Cristal of 850K Away had to chime in. He said, man, that stinks. Dad joke. Yeah. Brandon with the dad joke. I like it. That's so stupid. Man, again. What have you been up to, Carol? Busy. We invited you to that midweek barbecue. You didn't show up. Yeah, I had to be somewhere. What is so important that you had to miss that barbecue? Well, I was in court. Oh shit, what were you in court for? I farted on videos and sent it to my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. What? Huh? She's a keeper, folks. She's a keeper. Real quick, I have to ask you this. Because we all do it. Kind of going back to the job thing where you essentially like Facebook stalk somebody is what we kind of tend to lean on. But as far as how you word that. But what I'm asking is you're going out on a date with somebody. Maybe you've gone on a few dates with them. You're going to Google their name. If this pops up as something that they've done, is that somebody that you want to continue having a relationship with? I'm going to go with no. I'll ask them about it, but I'm going to lean towards no, unless they can give me a good fucking excuse for it. Be like, why did you think that was good? A good idea? Maybe they just have a twisted sense of humor. I don't know, but I don't know. Sell me on that one, lady. Jeez. This is so creepy, bizarre. Ugh. I don't even know. Just something that you need to keep in the back of your head. A Detroit priest who hosts an exorcism podcast. That's kind of a weird podcast, but there's a lot of them out there. Was busted on battery charges this last Monday for allegedly snatching a teenage girl's hair and bizarrely pretending to floss with it during an event back in November at a church in Illinois. Okay, it gets worse, I guess. His name's Father Carlos Martins. He approached the 13-year-old girl and made comments about her hair before grabbing it and making it a flossing motion in his mouth. Did he put the hair in his mouth? Okay. Then I guess to make it worse, he later then sat behind that same young girl and started making growling noises at her. Okay, that's fucking weird. That's so fucking weird. That's creepy. I think the growling thing, it's when you mix them. And if he actually put it in his mouth, that's ugh, that's really fucking over the line creepy. Does he deserve to get charged for that though? I don't know. Because if that happened to my daughter, or my son, let's be honest, it's a priest, okay? Don't know. We don't need to go down that path. You guys know. But I'm just saying, if my kid came up to me and said, hey, Father so-and-so just did this to me, guess what I would do when I walked up to Father so-and-so?
You want to feel how hard I can punch?
I will punch a priest. I don't fucking care. That's my kids. It's my family. You don't mess with it. If I saw that and it was somebody else's kid, I'd probably say the same thing. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Knock the fuck off. It's creepy. Creepy. God, you don't touch other people's hair. That's a big thing. You don't touch people's hair, especially like a black lady's hair. You never touch a fucking black lady's hair. They will fuck you up, deservingly so. But you don't touch a kid's hair, you sick fuck. My God, he's lucky he didn't get the shit kicked out of him. Fucking creepy. Yeah, and that's fine. Listen, I don't care what your status is. You cross a line with kids, you're fair game to get the shit kicked out of you. I'm fine with that. Sick son of a bitch. What's funny is, in his mind, he's just like, I was just joking. That's not a funny joke, dude. Sick fuck. I know that's kind of a serious topic, but Jesus. Jesus. Ugh, gross. This lady in England has pleaded not guilty to displaying a threatening / abusive sign on her vehicle that allegedly caused alarm and distress. Guess what the bumper sticker is? Basically what it is. Guess what the bumper sticker said? Oh, you'll never imagine what it says. It says, "Don't be a cunt."
C-word alert. C-word alert.
Had to play it. I'm sorry. It sounds like whoever complained about the bumper sticker is probably a cunt. I'm just saying. Don't be a cunt. I think that's a fair thing to say. If I had a bumper sticker here in Colorado that said, "Don't be a dick," I feel like the only people that get offended by that are the dicks out there. Don't be an asshole. Guess who's offended by that? All the assholes out there. Don't be a bitch. Same thing, guys. Same thing. You see the pattern? I think that's ridiculous. Talk about wasting people's time and money. Oh my God, that hurt my feelings. She has a bumper sticker. It says, "Don't be a C-word." Only it says it. It says, "See you next Tuesday." Oh my gosh. Oh, it hurts me so. Fuck off. Stop it. As I spit everywhere. What the hell? Come on. We are way too soft of a society. Okay, this happened in England. This isn't just a United States thing where we have a bunch of softies here. This is like a worldwide thing. It makes it so hard to just, like, I was talking about, and I got somebody that might want to sponsor it. So if you want to get in on it, let me know too. About sponsoring T-shirts and having fun with it. And like one of them, I said, it's like my logo's on there somewhere, but it says, "Don't be a Richard." And then I have a chess piece of the king reference of like King Richard, right? Okay, maybe that's a little bit too cerebral of a thing and just like too much of a story to talk about it. But it says, "Don't be a Richard," implying don't be a dick. If you wear that and somebody gets offended, do you have to worry that you're going to be taken to court? That's ridiculous. I have a shirt, a Spaceballs shirt. It says, "I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes." If I go out in public, am I going to potentially put myself at risk of, getting, fined and going to court because some assholes took offense to it? This is ridiculous, guys. Come on. I don't think it's far-fetched that the person that complained about this is truly a cunt. I'm just saying. It's weird, too, because in the UK area, cunt is a very used word, right? That's bizarre to me. Here in the U.S., It's like, oh, no, 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 no. You don't say that. You say, see you next Tuesday, or just say C word because we think that it's this horrible word. Probably because you are. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's ridiculous, man. We're way too soft. It's like, it. Why does it offend you so much? Don't be a cunt. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Why does that bug you? That's ridiculous. Don't be dickless today. Oh my God. I'm basically not, I'm basically dickless. This offends me. Listen, I get it. It's not like they said your name. It's like Carol blah 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 is a cunt. It doesn't say that. It says don't be a cunt. Okay? You know what? That's good. You know, I was going to be one, but I decided after seeing that bumper sticker, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. If anything, the lady with the bumper sticker should be praised and say, you know what? Thanks for reminding people not to be the C word today. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, here's a medal of honor that you deserve for being that brave of a person to go out there and remind people not to be a cunt. I said cunt a lot in this episode. I feel like even though I played it once, I got to play it again.
C word alert. C word alert.
Sorry. Again, new listeners out there. Hi, how are you? Maybe you're watching as well. It says uncensored in the freaking title. I always think that's funny when people are like, oh, it's uncensored. I'll have to give it a listen. Hold on. I've been talking to you for 5 minutes. I can already tell that you're kind of a softie. Are you sure? Just remember, it says uncensored in the title. Ew. I've heard bad words before. Have you? Because you haven't dropped one when we're talking. Okay. Before we get into sports, the world's 5th largest man, Bernard Arnault. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but he's coining a new phrase for being fired. Promoted outward. He's still getting fired. It's like, could you imagine you go home after getting fired and you're telling your significant other, be like, how was your day? Well, I got promoted. Oh my God, congratulations. Oh. To what? Outwards. I don't know what that means, but motherfucker, you got fired. Oh, what? Oh, shit. I was wondering why they gave me a check and said, hand over your key card. I am not smart at all. I was looking at the story on X, and a couple people, but I'll give credit to this guy named Steve. He said they had always used the alternate term of promoted to customer. I think that's funny. Hey, you got promoted to customer. Oh shit. Oh man. Just call it what it is. Is that just people trying to be too nice about it? This is a weird episode. You got people like being offended by bumper stickers and taking people to court. And now you got people going, oh, saying that you got fired or terminated. It's just too rough. Oh, that's not nice. We'll just say you got promoted outwards or you got promoted to customer. Does that make you feel better? Yeah. Guess what? You're still not getting a paycheck and you still ain't coming into this place to work. Just say what it is. Cut the ties. No pussyfooting around it. You got fired. Jeez, guys. I feel like this show is like a come to Jesus show. Just be like, come on, let's not be too sensitive about it. Shit sucks. You got fired. Go get a new job as best as you can. It's not always easy. I get that. Ugh. Speaking of ick, there's a story that we're going to get to in sports, so let's jump into it.
Going deep, tight ends and long balls. No, it's not an invitation to a Diddy party.
Oh, gross!
It's sports with the Huff.
There's a lot going on in this soundbite that I'm going to play you from Bill Belichick. It's him on Sirius radio or whatever they call it. But anyway, by the way, I have this weird thing that when I'm thinking, I wiggle my fingers. I don't like it. I go back and watch the video and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I wiggling my fucking fingers? If you're watching, you may have noticed it. It drives me fucking ape shit back crazy. I don't even know what the fuck I just said right there, but it makes me upset with myself. I like judge myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I giving a little tickle pickle? Is that what this is? Huh? Is that what's going on?
These fingers are ready to tickle some pickles. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Anyway, Bill Belichick was on Sirius, whatever the fuck it is, and I think he's talking to Jim Gray, and obviously they're talking about good coaches, and him being a great coach.
Players win games. You can't win games without good players. I don't care who the coach is. It's impossible. You can't win without good players. I found out when I had Taylor and Banks and Harry Carson, Pepper Johnson, Jim Burt, Everson Walls, all those guys, the Giants, and same thing, when we got good at Cleveland and then at New England. I mean, it's Brady, it's McGinnis, it's Vrabel, it's Bruschi, it's Corey Dillon, it's Randy Moss, Troy Brown, Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. Those are the guys that won the games. Man, I didn't make any tackles. I didn't make any kicks. That was Vinatieri that made that kick in 4 inches of snow. You got to have good players. And as a coach, you want to give your players a chance to win. You want to put them in a position where if they go out there and play well, they'll have a chance to win. That's what Coach Parcells taught me is there's always a way to win. You just got to figure out what it is, and you have to give the players a chance.
They don't name it the Star Trophy. It's named the Lombardi Trophy.
Maybe they should name it the Brady Trophy. He won 7 of them.
That we'll get back to what he said before the very end. What he says at the very end with the whole, we'll just call it the Brady Trophy. It's because Jim Gray's trying to, stroke off Bill Belichick saying, it's named after a coach. But Belichick is right. It's the players that do the work. Now, that being said, the headlines going around is like, Bill Belichick says they should rename the Lombardi Trophy to the Tom Brady Trophy. He's obviously saying that somewhat tongue in cheek. You couldn't do it now. Tom Brady just retired not too long ago. So it wouldn't make sense. But who knows, 20 years from now, maybe they do that. I don't think they should. Mostly because I don't like Tom Brady. Okay, I don't. Good for him. He was an amazing player. Arguably the best quarterback ever. The fact that you can go, was it him? Was it Peyton Manning? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Who knows? Which guy would you rather have leading your squad? But the thing is like, no, ultimately, I don't think you should rename it. And the fact that Tom Brady was a nemesis of the Denver Broncos for so long, I really don't want that shit to happen. Like if all of a sudden they're like, we're going to rename the Lombardi Trophy to the Patrick Mahomes Trophy or the Mahomes Trophy. Like, no, that's gross. No, icky. No, can't do that. But going back to what he was saying in regards to what makes a good coach is it's the players. And that's been a debate for so long, especially when they were winning all those Super Bowls, the Patriots. Is it Belichick or is it Brady? And when Brady left, you could see it's the players. And that's what he's saying. It's you could be a great driver, but if your vehicle sucks, the thing that is executing it, you're telling it what to do, but if it can't accelerate, if it can't handle properly, it can't brake properly, then it doesn't matter how good of a driver you are. It doesn't matter how good of a and of a person to anticipate what's coming up ahead of you. It doesn't fucking matter. Same thing with the coach. He could put out the perfect plays. He could have them practice the right things, but if they can't execute it, if the players aren't good enough on game day, what does it fucking matter? So he's proving the point of it was always Brady. It was always the players that make the team. Don't get me wrong, he's a great coach. That was a beautiful formula that they had. I hated it as a Bronco fan. Looking at it from now, I can go, yeah, that was a special moment in the NFL when Belichick and Brady were together. And also, you got to think that as much as I don't like the guy, Josh McDaniels, who's back with the New England Patriots as the offensive coordinator, he was part of that equation too. But ultimately, it comes down to the players. By the way, I got to say this real quick about Josh McDaniels going back to the Patriots as the offensive coordinator. Good for him. There's some coaches that they're great at, say, a defensive coordinator. Like look at Vic Fangio, right? He's the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Great defensive coordinator. Terrible head coach. There's nothing wrong with that. I know so many people are looking at, Vance Joseph, he's doing really well with the Denver Broncos as the defensive coordinator. He did have a stint as a head coach with the Denver Broncos, and it, it didn't work out. Maybe he should go back and be a head coach. He's a top candidate now. There's nothing wrong with being great at being a defensive coordinator or an offensive coordinator. There's nothing wrong with that. I know the natural progression is to think that that's not good enough. You should be always striving to be the head coach. There's nothing wrong with being a coordinator. I don't think in that world, who's the defensive, I can never remember his name. Is it Spagnuolo for the Chiefs, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs? He's really fucking good. I don't want to see, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I don't want to see him try to become a head coach. He's amazing at what he does. It seems like he enjoys it. I gotta double check. Defensive coordinator. Yeah. I mispronounced it. Spagnuolo. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm sure I'm going to get added by a bunch of Chiefs fans. You fucking idiot! I fucking hate you. I don't know why they're Irish, but they are. They are. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like if, I guess in a lot of industries, it's kind of insulting too when people are like, you've been working here forever. You should be running the place. It's kind of insulting. If you're making a good living and you enjoy what you do at the position you're at, even though it's not the top position, there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't. If you enjoy it, you're successful at it, and you're happy with your finances, what does it fucking matter? I always had people asking me when I worked at 104.3 The Fan, they're like, DeHuff, why don't you apply to be program director? Well, I did that once. It was terrible. I had the biggest anxiety attack when I had the interview with the general manager, a guy named Bob Call, who's a legendary guy here in Colorado, and probably nationally as far as broadcasting goes. And I was way out of my element. Does it mean I couldn't do the job? When I looked at what a lot of the job required, yes, I could do a lot of it, but there's a good chunk of it that I couldn't do. But I did it, and the reason I did that was it it triggered a I it's weird. I got to give you this insight real quick. I didn't realize that there was a lie told about me at the radio station until after I did this interview. I knew I was way out of my element, but I want to say my wife said you should apply for it even though you don't think you're going to get it because it at least tells them that you want to advance. And I did that, and I remember Bob said something to the effect of, "Well, I was always told that you didn't want to become full time," and because at the time I was even part time, and I applied for that. I was like, "No, who told you that?" And then he tells me the name of the person. I was like, "No." And what's funny is, um, they end up hiring somebody else, obviously with much more experience than I did. And what was the first thing that they did? One of the first things that that guy did, promoted me to full time because there was some bullshit going on behind the scenes where like I wasn't getting promoted because somebody said, he doesn't want to get promoted. Okay. So it's okay to go at least interview, essentially is what I'm getting at. It kind of lets people around you within your current industry, your current company to go, we could lose him. We got to make sure we keep him or her here. And that's what happened to me. They're like, oh shit, we got to give them more money. We got to give them benefits. And it was a good thing, even though I didn't want to be that program director. I didn't want to be the boss. I just did it to kind of let them know, hey, I'm here and I'm I kind of like what I do, but I want something more, but I don't. Ultimately, I didn't want that. So it's an interesting thing. I kind of danced around the comparison. Obviously, it's completely different. I don't think like Vance Joseph, stick with being a defensive coordinator. You're really fucking good at it. And if you stick with the Denver Broncos, shit, man, 2 years from now, we might be looking at you in the Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. That's what I'm saying. Look at Vic Fangio. Didn't succeed as a head coach, but is super fucking successful as a defensive coordinator. And now he's in the Super Bowl. There's nothing wrong with that. So I know that was kind of a long-winded thing to say, but it you don't always have to get to the top of the ladder. Being at the top of the ladder doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be happy, but sometimes you got to pretend that you want to go to the top of the ladder in order to be appreciated at where you're at now. I guess that's a way of saying it. I don't know. I'm talking out of my beehole right now. I am. Hey, you guys are amazing. I hope you guys laughed a little bit at this episode. It was a little weird. I got to be honest. Let's go back and look at it real quick. You got the lady that was farting on videos and sending it to people. That's bizarre. Still don't understand why she thought that was a good idea. I get she was intoxicated, but for like 3 days, separate days? No, come on. That's dumb. You got the priest thinking to be like, I have an idea. I'll pretend to floss with somebody's hair, a kid's hair, and then sit behind them and growl. If that guy still is a priest in a year from now, that's going to be disturbing. Who wants to take your family to that guy? And then like the lady with the bumper sticker that offended people. Come on. Dumb. And then people getting offended because it's you said I got fired. I got fired. No. You got promoted outward. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. So much better. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I got to go look for a job. But you know what? We're good. We're good here. Dumbasses. Dumbasses. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Really appreciate it. Hit the like button. I really, really need you to do that. Do it now. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Big thanks to Bet Online. Go check them out at betonline.ag. You guys are amazing. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.